Okay, we're outside of the Piscataway Community Center today, and with Rose Cushing from the Metuchen Edison Y, and she's the executive director, who the company that's going to be managing our new community center. So instead of having a virtual tour of the building, we thought we'd come in and do another tour. We were about here 4 or 5 months ago, so a lot of progress has taken place since then. A lot of the exterior work is now finished. As you can see outside currently, the construction workers are finishing up with the facade being constructed right now. That is all terracotta blocks out here that was manufactured in Germany. Out there, you can see a lot of the exterior windows are finished, and they still have to do a lot of the roofing work and treatments out there along there outside. But I thought what we'd do is take a quick walk around during the show to give an idea of flavor of why we jump in and talk about the different things that are expected when this building opens up come May 16th. So let's go take a walk inside the building. And this is the main entrance for the community center right here, and this is all going to be terrazzo flooring throughout here. So right around here is going to be the Great Seal of Piscataway right here in the terrazzo flooring. So when you come in with your ID card here as a member of the community center, you're going to come up here. This is going to be the check-in vocal point for folks that are clientele that want to use the facility here. So this will be the information hub center. Right over here is the acknowledgement wall of everybody who's contributed to the building of the community center. So this is going to be the donor wall right here. And there'll be some other additional information as we come in. So those folks that contributed, we have a list of everybody, and the spelling, everything's correct, and that'll go up on the wall. We're going to turn around. So this room right here is going to be the art studio right here. So it's not going to be an open wall. There still has to be a glass partition that still has to come about. So it's going to follow this line over to that column, over to the other column, so you'll be able to see in. So it'll be like a black box theater. If anybody wants to give any seminars or anything to that effect, like what would you anticipate?
Correct. So we're talking about, for this room, looking at some visual arts, looking at some theater. There would be some classes that will be going on. There will be some presentations. And so it will be open to the community as far as the art world, with all different types of medium being used.
And I can envision some local artists having some tracking system up here for different art displays throughout, not just here, but throughout the whole building. Sort of like what we do in the municipal building, where we have a different artist every month displaying their work. So we'll probably more likely have that also here. So as we walk down to the left here, as we come down the hallway, this is where you're gonna burn a lot of calories in here. So what do you anticipate in here, Rose?
So this room will be set up for all different types of group exercise classes, anywhere from aerobics to Zumba to dance classes to Pilates, mat Pilates, yoga, all different types of dance and large group exercise programming.
So one of the things is you're probably if you look at the flooring, there's like about a 3 or 4 inch gap when you come in here. This will all be specialized flooring here to absorb the pounding, so your knee joints don't get too bad. So. But this is, as you can see, this is a very large room, very open air, a lot of sun. You get the southerly sun in here and the easterly sun in here. So anybody here, if you want to come and burn some calories, you'll do it with a nice visual here. So we're gonna back out now, and then we're gonna go further down the hall. And they just started getting the framing up here within the last week or two. This is right here. This is going to be our teen center, right in here. So this will have every type of gizmo you could think in here, PlayStations, Xbox. We have some other companies that are donating things. It's sort of going to be like a college lounge.
Correct. So we're anticipating some furniture in here, some gaming, gaming to attract our youth, some quiet space for some hopefully homework time, and also some time just for youth to gather to support each other in the community.
And hopefully we'll get some future esports champions out of here. This is going to be our emergency management offices here at the facility, because this is an official evacuation site for Piscataway Township. So when you have a evacuation site, you need a command and control area. So this will be the command and control area for the evacuation. Obviously, this is going to be loaded up with the latest technology here. And then also, it'll act like a large events act as our operations center. So because we anticipate, as Rose knows, a lot of government and municipal township-wide events to happen at this, because don't forget, the community center is supposed to be a vocal point of the community.
Right.
So now we're going to have a lot of events that we used to have in other parts of town. This will be one of the vocal points. Okay. This will be the
Child watch.
Child watch.
Child watch. This will be the room where we will keep the children safe while their parents are enjoying the facility or perhaps participating in one of our programs or an exercise program.
And we even have a small children's bathroom over there with the very small toilets for the tots there.
We do.
Yeah,
Yep.
So that's actually in.
Yep, wonderful. So this will be visible from the hallway. The parents will be able to see the children, and we will have them staffed with certified
And this
staff
is,
for
I
Child
think,
Watch.
believe this is supposed to be glass
Correct.
walling here. So this is
Correct.
all temporary walling up here right now. So this is an approximately 8,000 square foot fitness center with all state-of-the-art machinery and everything you could think of that's in here. So Rose, you want to talk a little bit about this?
Sure. So part of the room will be the machinery. Part of the room will be the weights. The weights will be towards the back of the room. The machinery will be towards the front. We'll have state-of-the-art TVs all the way down the system so that you can be on your machine and watch the TV, electronically hook up. There'll be some stations with staff, podiums for staff to be standing. In this room, we anticipate some personal training being done, some small group training where we'll train our members on how to use the equipment, some of the exercise programs that are relevant for today, and all of those type of programming will go on here.
And then if you notice on the floors here, you see these little divots right here. These are all going to be cut out. There was electrical conduit lines that were put in here, so anything that runs on electric.
Right.
And what we did was, when we went down to visit Virginia Beach, to visit a couple of their community centers, they had wished they had additional outlets for the future because, technology is moving a lot quicker out there, and that includes exercise
Correct.
Apparatus out there. So you could see this whole row all the way to the windows all has electrical outlets every few feet, and same thing against the wall and down the other side. So it allows a lot of flexibility in the future if some new fitness equipment comes out that we'll be able to plug it in. And this way you won't have cords running all over the place.
Correct.
And it'll be a lot safer. So we're going to walk a little bit further down here. And one of the things that we did do, we have ceiling fans that are going to be in here.
Oh, good. Yep.
There's going to be a lot of ceiling. One of the things that we learned at Virginia Beach is that they wish they had put ceiling fans in their fitness center. So we have a lot of drops for ceiling fans throughout this area to circulate the air. And this is going to have special flooring, I believe. It's going to be a rubberized, I think, 2 inches thick or whatever it is. So you can feel the cushion right here, make it easy on the joints here. And then especially down where the folks are going to do the free weights down here. This is where those folks like on stationary spin cycles. So this is being able to be divided off. So if they want to have a virtual class or actually a large class, I think there's going to be up to 14 spin cycles in here.
Correct.
I forget what the number is, but there's going to be a lot in here. And there's going to be TVs there. So if an instructor wants to do some lessons, whatever, they'll be able to do a substantial class, whether it be a small class or a large class.
Correct. So there'll be some virtual biking that will go on here, cycling, and there will be some group-led cycling. This space also seconds as a program space, so that the bikes can be moved to one half because there is a divider down the side of the room, and we could do small group trainings and small group exercise on the other side of that room.
So this space right here is probably comparable or a lot larger than most commercial fitness areas in the state of New Jersey, just this area right alone. And I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised when they come in here to see the type of equipment that's in here. And from what I understand from John Turney, it's second to none, the equipment that's going to go in here.
State of the art.
As you can see, the basketball hoops are up. I think I'm going to get the first official shot here at some point once the flooring goes in. And these rims are set at different heights there, depending upon how old the age of the children or adults. So this is a regulation high school basketball court here. And then over in the corner here is, I think, seating for about 230 or so folks. It'll be electric slide seating with the bleachers over in here. And then right here, you also have these indentations in the flooring, like I don't know if you can see it right here. This is the footings for the volleyball court right here. So this is a regulation volleyball court at this point. So we also have a divider. If you look up, there's a divider above that where we could divide the gym up. Obviously, there's going to be glass dividers in here also. So the reason why there's a lot of glass, and Rose knows for security purposes, that all the supervisors can see that there's no blind spots here in the building, because with this many people that are going to be in and out, you need a lot of supervision, and you want to make sure for safety of all the patrons right here. So now we're going to take a walk upstairs to the upstairs running track. So right here right now is that their preparation for the area that's going to have the golf simulators right over here. So there'll be 2 large golf simulators, a sitting area up here, and this will be where the running track is. I've been told if you run around 10 times, it's about a mile around the track footage. So we've got to make sure we have that measured out correctly, because you know some folks that are true runners, they want to make sure they get their steps in, and they want to make sure they're doing everything. And obviously we're going to have different railings up over here. You have a lot of natural southerly sun here. The glass out there, it's kind of bright outside today, but you know, there's a view from Stockton Street and Park Avenue out there. And what we envision up here is that you're going to have a lot of more art up here. We're possibly a Hall of Fame, Piscataway Hall of Fame up here. But this will be a vocal point here for people to, you know, if it's inclement weather, Rose, outside, you come in and run up here,
Yep.
You loosen up. So,
and then the beauty is also downstairs, there's a running track that's also down on the main surface
on the outer
around
perimeter,
the
so
outside.
if somebody has a wheelchair and wants
Yeah.
to go themselves, they can go downstairs on the perimeter of the court. Okay, so we're in the northerly corner of the community center, on top of the roof, which is actually the backdrop is the senior center and Kennedy Library, and part of the parking lot. You can actually see some of the construction crews out here. They're getting ready preparation for the site work for eventually at some point at the end of March, when the weather breaks, they're going to actually pour the actual footings and also the concrete floor that's going to go part of the spray park. So every one of the pipes that you see coming up out of the ground, it's part of the irrigation system. As they like it to, this is a very elaborate sprinkler system out here. So like your home sprinkler system, but it's going to have a lot more pressure out there. So you can see how large this site is going to be. So along the senior center side, you're going to see that's like going to be a picnic area. The outer perimeter is going to be picnic areas, and then that block, the building over here, is going to be the restroom facilities out here, and also supervisors. And then we have something very unusual out here, is that most spray parks, the water just goes into sanitary system or it just dissipates. We actually have a reclaim system out here, so that large tank that's in the ground, that's going to be reclaim the water through the drain system, and then it's going to recirculate it through a chlorinated system to be reused. I mean, the only through evaporation and then through your clothes, that's the only water loss that you're going to see on this site. So I think we're one of the few spray parks in the state that actually has a reclaim system on it. You know, because you're dealing with a lot of water. You know, we don't want to make New Jersey American Water too happy, you know, with that. So, and then out over here, if we can get towards the edge here, these 2 large structures right here, those are our backup generators. We have a dual system here. Just one of these generators alone would handle the whole capacity of the building. But since this is an emergency evacuation site, we have a dual system out here. So if one goes down, the other one's operational. So this should give you an idea of the size of the spray park. You don't, you know, from ground level, you really don't see how big it is. So what do you expect out here to happen out here in the spray park?
out here, what we're expecting is lots of family time, lots of kids, just an opportunity for the community to come and gather and spend some time outside playing in the water. And the centerpiece on this property is a pirate ship, and it just looks awesome for kids to come
As a matter
and
of fact,
experience.
all the equipment is here already. It's just a matter of us pouring the flooring, and then it's a specialized paint flooring that goes down. I think it's like a sort of like a rubberized so nobody slips. And there's just going to be like an inch and a half of water out there because everything drains to be recycled again, and most of it's just going to be the water just be shooting up in the air and for the kids to play in. So like I said before a couple months ago, I wish I was like 50 years younger. So
And we're anticipating this opening in time for summer.
that's
this
right.
Year.
Should be open right on time, right around when the grand opening is. But I could also envision a lot of grandparents coming out there with the
No doubt.
grandchildren right here. So, but that's, it's something unique. This is phase 2, but we were fortunate enough to save money to build this at the same time. So now we're going to go back inside the building. Okay, so we have the locker rooms are actually the divider between the Aquatic Center, the fitness center, and the gym and the running track. So no matter what side you're on, you can use one of the locker rooms. So we have men's locker room, female's locker room, and then we have a family locker room. So, for those parents that may come and they have different sex children, that they can be together, whether it's elsewhere they're getting changed and everything like that. So right now they have the actual tile finished in here, and they're starting to put the fixtures and the lighting within the room. So, and the tile work. So we're going to go in one of them here. So as you can see right here, they're starting to put some of the fixtures in. Over here is all the toilets in here. One of the things that we added extra in the architectural plans is extra drains out here. Down in Virginia Beach, they had suggested that we do that. They wish they had done that. But as you can see, there's a lot of drains all over the place over here to pick up because it's an aquatic center. There's going to be a lot of water. And we're going to try to minimize anybody slipping and falling out here. So right here is going to be where the starting blocks are out over the pool area. And these are all going to be electronically timed. And then the wall over there is going to have an NCAA-sized scoreboard over there, and then there'll be a camera facing the scoreboard, and there's a camera that's down camera above the pool, so you'll be able to watch the swim meets, and the time is going on. So the PCTV wants to stream the swim meets, they can. So, which is good. So the parents will be able to see it right here. It gives you a different bill, and then as you come down over here, and I don't know if you notice in the pool area, there's actually tile divider lines. So they're expecting out here, I believe, Rose, it's after St. Patrick's Day, to start filling the pool. So I know Holmes Marshall Fire Company is supposed to help fill the pool, and I know some of the other fire companies want to come over and help. But it's 235,000 gallons of water for the main pool, and I think it's 50K on the other ones right there. So it's a lot of water out here. So we're going to go down over here. As you can see in the backdrop, this is going to be the public area for the swim meets. Over here, I believe it's seating for like 230, I believe it is. And there will be a separate entrance for the meets out here. So if you're coming for a meet, there'll be a separate entrance, obviously security, everything right there. So this will be confined, so people aren't walking through the building during the meets, with the exception of maybe having to go use the restrooms. This is the nerve center for the pool, the heating units out here. And down below is the basement. You have a lot of the tanks for the storage of the chlorine down there. So if they ever have to do a quick empty out of the pool for whatever reason, if there's an accident, we'll be able to do that. But this is to make sure that the climate control for the water, so when you dive in the pool or wade in it, it's a nice cool, I don't know, what's the degrees supposed to be on? I think 70 degrees or something.
Yeah, well, that's your competitive pool.
Yeah.
Right? Not your therapeutic pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but down further, we're going to show shots on the tape of the transfer switch for the generator. It seems like something out of the movies Transformers out there. So, but We're not going to go down in the basement right now because there's too many construction workers down there diligently working down there to get this building finished. So right here we're at the zero entry pool. This is zero entry. You can, if you're wheelchair bound or if you're a child or a senior, you can come in. As you can see, the lift goes from 0 to a little over 3 feet right here. And then these are going to have dump buckets in here, if I remember, Rose.
So this is also what we would consider our teaching pool.
Yeah.
For our youngest participants and members. And again, great for families, warmer water. The water will be about 10 degrees warmer than it would be in our competitive pool. Wonderful opportunity to learn to swim because safety is number one.
You'd be surprised how many people that don't know how to swim.
Some of the things we do like to do in the Y also is to address some of our special needs population with swim lessons. Again, drowning prevention is key for the Y.
So if you can see the design here of the pool, there's actually the steps that are going up, and there's benches that people can actually sit along in the pool.
Yeah.
So then obviously these pipes come, these are like the dump buckets here. We have our kitchen area here, in which we're going to have a nice sized pizza oven, and some people say, well, what are you making pizza for? We're going to have healthy food here, but pizza's a big seller at facilities like this, and it's like believe it or not, it's a mainstay, especially if you have birthday parties, because it's the most easiest to make, and kids like pizza.
I was going to say, every kid loves a pizza.
Yeah, so this is a very large commercial grade kitchen out here. And so the food will be served out here, and then the cameras are going to stay there, and Rose and I are going to come around here. So you're going to see this is the cafe area out here. So this is actual tile flooring right here that it looks like a rustic tile floor look, but it's actual tiling here. So there'll be seats out here, high top tables and seats. So if somebody wants to come and get a coffee here in the building, this will be accessible to the general public. So if they want to come in and get something to eat or have a cup of coffee, or I could see a lot of the seniors coming over from Sterling Village, or folks in the library coming over here to want to get a cup of coffee. And then you can come and see the comings and goings of all the patrons right here with the windows here. So if you want to count traffic on Hose Lane, you'll be able to do that out here. So that pretty much sums up the community center. So I think we went over pretty much every room here in the building. So as you can see, there's going to be a lot for everybody here. There's literally whether it's programming, equipment to use, things to do. It has a lot of assets in this building, which allow a lot of flexibility, not only for the township but for the Y folks for programming. And we look forward to it. So over the course, by the end of March, we're expecting the exterior of the building to be finished. They'll probably start capping off the parking lot around sometime in April when the asphalt plants open. And then the charging stations, we're having 6 charging stations out there. We're also going to have some digital signboards out there for information on both, I believe, Park Avenue, Buena Vista, and Hose Lane. And then also a lot of the interior will be finished up. And as Corey from Cummings Construction Management said, the terrazzo will probably be one of the last floorings that go down because it tends to be a messy installation process. But so once all this is all out of here, all the construction material that you see, then that's when they'll start the flooring in. And by the 3rd or 4th week of March, they'll have all the tiling in the pool area finished, and then they're expecting to flood the pools with the water to run the system. So hopefully at some point, the 1st or 2nd week of April is when the building's going to be turned over to the town. And then I believe, Rose, it's going to take a month and change to get the equipment in.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
So we're anticipating May 16th.
May 16th.
As our opening, and the weather's been wonderful, and the crew has been wonderful. And
all the equipment's been ordered. It's in storage, ready for the install. And I know in the fitness area, we're having the most state-of-the-art equipment out there. I hope people really get into this because, we're going to talk a little bit further on the show what to be anticipated type of programming out
Correct.
here. But so we gave you the $50 tour of the community center, and we just hope everybody comes for the sign up when we announce that online. So that's it. So now we're going to take it back to the studio.